The United States women's national soccer team was eliminated from the World Cup yesterday, losing to Sweden with this penalty kick from Megan Rapinoe during a penalty shootout between the teams. Let's watch.
Rapinoe right foots it over the bar.
The loss seems to have triggered a reaction from conservatives. Digital strategist Eric Spracklin tweeted, "Trump called it back in 2021 on Megan Rapinoe. The one with the purple hair, she didn't play too well." He never misses. Former President Donald Trump reacted to the loss on Truth Social, writing, "The shocking and totally unexpected loss by the U.S. women's soccer team to Sweden is fully emblematic of what is happening to our once great nation under crooked Joe Biden. Many of our players were openly hostile to America. No other country behaved in such a manner or even close. Woke equals failure. Nice shot, Megan."
You can do a better Trump impersonation than that, Briahna.
I know they should just give you all the Trump reads because I know how talented you are in that respect. Look, so people were melting down, and it just seems to me to be really emblematic, to use Trump's verbiage, of how confused this woke attributing everything bad in the world to wokeness is. So, of course, Megan Rapinoe has had I wouldn't call her a leftist by any means. I think she's kind of like a Warrenite liberal, but has had those politics, left of center politics, her entire career, including when she was winning 2 World Cups and an Olympic gold medal. She has long been reviled by the right because she's done things like advocate for gender pay equity in women's soccer, given that the women's soccer teams in the United States have been top tier, #1 in the world, while the men's soccer teams in the United States can't really compete but get paid more. She kneeled for Colin Kaepernick and Black Lives Matter. She, I believe, supported Elizabeth Warren. She's lesbian. I mean, these are all things that get you a downvote among conservatives, so this isn't especially surprising.
I have not watched 1 second of soccer, women's or men's or otherwise, in my lifetime. But I'm processing what conservatives are saying about her, and it seems to me the criticism is, woke is a very broad description, as we've found out on our show. It seemed, I was watching Megyn Kelly saying that she particularly takes issues, and I suspect this is many people on the right, specifically with Megan Rapinoe's views on transgender athletes competing in sports, she's been accused of eroding the category of women's sports entirely, which seems, from their standpoint, hypocritical, since she has become famous and doing well for herself, succeeding in the category of women's sports, which would no longer be possible in a world where biological men were competing against women. That is the...
Sure. It's hypocritical if you think the existence of trans women would erase women's sports altogether, which I don't really think Megan Rapinoe has ever advocated for or would anticipate as a consequence of whatever her views are about trans women competing in women's sports if they qualify for the team. But I do think that the point here is that you can hate her guts. You can think that she's a terrible, liberal, lefty, horrible shrew who has views that you don't agree with. She didn't lose the game because she's woke. And that is the central argument that conservatives are making on Twitter. If she lost the game because she was woke, you have to come up with an explanation for why she helped lead a team to 2 World Cup wins and an Olympic gold medal. Mm-hmm. And you also have to come up with explanations that are, why those explanations, wokeness is a better explanation of her perhaps diminished skill as opposed to the fact that she's, almost 40 years old and was planning for retirement.
Wokeness is in the water. We're breathing it in, Briahna. You hurt your toe? Damn this wokeness.
That's
fine,
but
they can hate her for her politics. They can hate her for whatever reason. People... Again, not me, because I'm not much of a sports person, but people have intense, random feelings, right, about certain athletes and certain teams. I hate that team from the neighboring town for just that's the structure of the sport. So does it really matter if they actually hating her for her political views makes as much sense as anything in the world of professional sports.
But that's what I'm saying. But people are not just saying, "Oh, I hate Megan Rapinoe because she's a leftist or because she's woke. They're saying this penalty kick. The other thing is, it's not just.
They're saying this penalty kick missed because of wokeness. Fine.
I mean, that's what Donald
dumb.
Trump says in the thing, right? Like, this is. She hates America, and this is wokeness. This is what wokeness looks like. This is somehow Joe Biden's administration and wokeness caused America to drop out early from the World Cup. Another point that I really have to get in here is that so many people are saying that this penalty kick, her missing this penalty kick, cost them the game. My understanding is that there was a volley of penalty kicks. There was a second opportunity for her team to make a penalty kick after this, or maybe even a third, that were also missed. So the idea of saying that this is the but-for cause of America losing the game also, many people are saying, reflects Americans' fundamental misunderstanding of how soccer works.
You're saying Megan Rapinoe didn't actually lose the soccer game. I don't know what YouTube's policies say about this kind of revisionist.
But for Megan Rapinoe could have won the game, but she did not
actually won
lose
by a
the
lot.
game. But okay, all right.
What else do you want me to say about
I don't know. This is so. I mean, I would caution conservatives who already have a bit of reputation still from the Bush years of being the reputation, I'm not saying it's true, but the not bright party, the not bright clan. Save your arguments for better arguments about the overreach of the deep state and corporate corruption and things like that, which are true. Going on a limb and identifying yourself the way that the former president has done in this tweet as the kind of person who thinks that woke brain worms caused one of the best soccer players of all time to miss a goal. Does not give you a lot of credibility for the more important things that you should be focused on. The actual disease
all along, wokeness. We will have more Rising right after this. Please stay with us.